I am in one of my favorite places. I'm on the trail. When I tell y'all, this has been bringing me so much peace. So much peace. I feel like I've kind of been in like an emotional funk lately. I keep switching this camera around. I hope that's not bothersome because my arms hurt from my workout the other day. But yeah, it's been bringing me so much peace. I feel like I've been in kind of an emotional funk because it's getting close to my birthday. And my mother passed 2 years ago, shortly after my birthday. And there was I want to call it like, kind of like a traumatic or maybe an emotional experience that occurred the day before my birthday. And so I noticed at least last year, the first year, the first birthday I had without my mom, and coming up to the second birthday that I've had without my mother this year, that it's been a little bit rough. It's been a little bit rough the closer I get to that day. So, yeah, my mother had passed from pancreatic cancer, and she never had issues with her memory, but the day before my birthday, she didn't remember me. And people almost ran me over with a bike. No, but the day before my birthday, she didn't remember me. I came in there, I was like, "Hey, Mom." She was like, "You're not my daughter." I was like so taken back. I thought she was playing with me for a minute. She was like, "No, you're not my daughter." Like, no. And I was like, she's serious. So I started getting emotional. My daughter was emotional because her grandmother didn't remember her. And then this story popped into my mind. And it was a story that my mom had told me. She was good at, just sharing interesting stories. I missed that about her. But she told me a story about my grandmother's birthday. My grandmother's birthday was February 2nd. She passed before I was born. On February 2nd, my mother was pregnant with me and her water broke. She didn't know that her water broke. She thought maybe she used the bathroom on herself. And for those of us who've ever, been pregnant, that might not be something that's surprising. So she just thought maybe she used the bathroom on herself. She was hungry, so she just proceeded to go get something to eat. And throughout that day, it was like different weird things that were going on. She said the clothes and the clothing hangers were like fluttering, and different things were going on in the house. At the time, she was living with my aunt, and then she finally told my aunt what happened, and she said, "You in labor, get your butt to the hospital." So by this time it's February 3rd, and I believe I was born like around 4 a.m. And she told the story to the nurse, and the nurse said, "Your mother was probably trying to tell you by the things that were going on in the house, I want the baby to be born on my birthday. Get to the hospital, get to the hospital." And so that's something that sat with me. So in that moment where my mom didn't remember me, I said, she's going to remember this story. So I told her the story. I said, "Yeah, I was supposed to be born on grandmother's birthday, and these are the things that happened. And the nurse told you, she was trying to tell you that she wanted a birthday present. She wanted me to be born on her birthday." And immediately my mother's whole demeanor changed. And she said, "How would you know that?" I said, "Yeah, how would I know that if I'm not your daughter?" And so she said, "I trust you. I know it has to be you, but you look like her, but I don't feel that you're my daughter, but I know only my daughter would know that. So you have to be my daughter." And so when I went home, I had a conversation with God, and I said, Lord, if I don't get nothing else for my birthday, I want my mother to remember me. I want my mother to know who I am when I walk into that hospital tomorrow. And so I went to visit her, and I said, do you know what today is? And she said, happy birthday. And I asked her, does she know who I am? She said, yeah, of course I know who you are. You my daughter. And it was emotional for me. So, and I was grateful. Like, God is just so intentional. My heart goes out to people who have parents and loved ones who have dementia, and that have to experience those moments over and over again of reminding your mother, reminding your father, and people who you love of who you are. But that's one of the things that popped into my mind, and I think it's one of the reasons why I've kind of been in a little bit of a emotional funk. But God is good. He's intentional. He's a keeper. And I know it's gonna be okay. And I'm sure my mom is in spirit with me, and she would want me to celebrate my birthday, so I'll do that.